So here's a loaded question for you. Do you have what it takes to build a more valuable practice? Valuable can be defined so many ways, but what I'm talking about here is a practice that creates the level of financial security for you that you desire, one that provides you and your team a reasonable work-life balance, and most importantly, a practice that delivers world-class value to your clients for a fair fee. So when I define value that way, what advisor wouldn't want that, right? But what exactly does it mean to have what it takes? In this video, I'll talk about the characteristics that are common in advisors who in the past have dramatically increased the profitability of their practices and the quality of services they deliver to their clients. So a good friend and mentor of mine, Steve Moore, has dedicated his life to helping teams perform their best. And he spent a good part of his career helping financial advisor teams build their businesses. 10 years ago, Steve wrote a book titled Ineffective Habits of Financial Advisors and the Disciplines to Break Them. In his book, he set out a framework and the underlying processes for how to transform a financial advisory practice. One thing in particular caught my attention when I recently reread Steve's book. He described what he had observed as 3 common characteristics of advisors who'd made dramatic improvements to their practices. I'll share those with you here briefly. The first was dissatisfaction. That's right, a healthy dissatisfaction with the current state of their businesses. The most improved advisors began with the belief that, regardless of the current level of success they were experiencing, they could do better. And this dissatisfaction motivated them to seek a better way. The second characteristic was a willingness to look at their business with fresh eyes and to be open to new ideas about how they could improve the way they acquired and serviced clients. It's so easy to get stuck in our old way of doing things. It's comfortable. We can do it in our sleep. And especially for advisors in mid-career, many of them think, hey, the way I've managed my practice in the past has gotten me this far. It works. Why should I change? But for those dissatisfied advisors, the ones who knew they could do better, they were open to looking at new ways to build their practices. Thirdly, advisors who possess the confidence that they could execute the changes necessary to build more valuable practices did better than those who lacked confidence. And that confidence included an understanding that while it wouldn't be easy, they were still up for the task. So a healthy dissatisfaction with their current state, a willingness to try a new approach, and the confidence to execute. Those were the 3 traits Steve found common in advisors who were able to take their practices to a higher level. But there was also one more attribute, if you will, that they had in common. They all understood that true change, transformative change, would take time. As Steve used to say to me, Matt, cause and effect are often separated by time and distance, but if you're patient, the rewards will come. Said another way, you can't hack your way to a more valuable practice. It takes thoughtful steps, bending to the discipline of a proven process, and consistent execution. If the body of Steve's work has proven anything, it's that persistence is the #1 key to any success. So I'll ask again, do you have what it takes to build a more valuable practice? But before you answer that question, I'll give you some good news. Even if you don't currently have those characteristics I outlined before, they can be cultivated. Engaging in a thorough analysis of your current practice and raising your awareness to the extent that you can improve will most certainly cause you to have a healthy dissatisfaction with where you are today. And when you see the results that other advisors have experienced by applying new techniques for managing their practices, trust me, you'll be willing to listen to those new ideas. Finally, your confidence, or more specifically, your self-efficacy with regard to your ability to execute a transformational plan can be cultivated through encouragement, peer modeling, training, and practice. So in conclusion, I guess I answered the question for you. yes, you do have what it takes to build a more valuable practice.